So you're living at home, you're living downtown?
Living at home in Côte Saint-Luc, taking the bus downtown to McGill, and came up with this idea. I don't know if it's because in some ways Guy Lafleur can look Jewish in certain pictures, because I knew certain Jewish people that looked like him. He had a little bit of a bigger nose, which always helps one look Jewish. And he, the idea popped in my mind. I said, this is crazy. This would be wild. But how, there's no way this is going to happen. But if I try to make this happen, how do I go about it? So I figure, well, I've got to find out when the Canadiens are practicing at the Forum. I know often fans wait outside a certain entrance, meet the players and get autographs. So I cold called the Forum. I found out, a certain time that they were going to be doing it, and basically hopped on the bus with a tallis, a kippah, and a siddur in a bag. And I said, just go for broke, see what happens. If it doesn't work out, you've got a good story anyways, So I go down, and sure enough, I see fans congregating on St. Catherine, just below de Maisonneuve. There was an entrance at the Forum, an exit entrance where the players came out. Finally, I see Guy Lafleur come out. He's with another man who I don't recognize as a player, looks like a businessman, turned out to be his agent. And after he does his signing of the autographs and he's about to cross the street to go, I stop him. I introduce myself. I can't remember if I was speaking broken French or if I was in English. I think it was French. I said, Mr. Lafleur, I'm taking a photography course and I have an idea for an interesting photo. I'd like to dress you up as a Jewish person. Anyways, he was extremely nice. I don't think it entered his mind exactly what I had in mind, but he said, look, come with us. My car's parked in the Lexus Neon Plaza. Let's go in there. So we get into Lexus Neon Plaza and we're down in the I guess where the subway level is. And I'm looking for, where am I going to shoot this? I can't shoot this against a store window or a mall backdrop. I don't want to see other people in it. I see the Bali High bar with its Polynesian bamboo things. I say to myself, you know what, if you're close enough, that will look good as a backdrop, So, and I was nervous and, he was in a rush. And so I basically set him up. He had that nice coat on, which was perfect. And, I put the tallis, and there's a group of people to the left looking on, wondering what the hell's going on, and his agent's laughing and watching. So I put the tallis on, I put the kippah on, I give him the siddur, I go back to take the shot, and he's looking at me. And then like a director in a Hollywood film, I approach him quietly. I say, Guy, don't look at me. Look down in the siddur as if you're reading it. Click, click. I took one shot. That was it. Worried that it wasn't going to come out, but he left quickly after that. I put all the stuff in my bag. I went home, got the film developed a few days later, and lo and behold, there was the picture. Ultimately, the cropped version was much better, but I had it. I had it. And of course, my father, who was always going around telling everyone the whole world's Jewish, when I gave him a picture, he used to go to people and say, the whole world's Jewish, and they, you're funny, Jules, you're funny. He goes, no, Guy Lafleur, he's Jewish. They say, no, what are you talking about? Here, look at the picture. So for my father, who passed away in 2001, it was a great thing. And I laminated copies, gave them to friends. And always in later years, I thought, maybe I should, approach Guy Lafleur with this. There's no way he'll remember, years later, or maybe even give it to Red Fisher, who was a friend of the family. Never happened. Now, I was at work on Friday. I got the news that he passed. Very sad. I knew he was suffering from lung cancer. And I immediately said, I have to do something with this. My sister wanted to immediately post it on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I said, you know what? Let me try Canadian Jewish news first, and we'll see what happens. And then yesterday I said, you know what? Go with it. And we went over the text. We changed it. Anyways, it's gone a bit viral overnight, Jewish people are reading it and people are saying, oh, this is a great story. It's so inspiring. What a mensch. Nowadays, no athlete would ever do something like that. And so nice. And, And I said, you know what? This is a great story. It really illustrates what a great guy he was. And for Jewish people, it's great. Looking at Guy Lafleur, it's like he's dressed in a synagogue or something. Okay.
Do you have it in your house, the original one? Can you go show it to me?
You can't really see, but there was about a group of 10 people on the side watching in wonderment, having no idea what was going on.
So what'd you get for your assignment? What did your teacher say?
He loved it. We weren't really graded. It was more just go out and take pictures. It wasn't a course, a McGill course. It was more of just an extracurricular course I was taking.
Whose tallis was it? Whose
It
siddur
was my bar mitzvah tallis that was given to me. And it was my siddur, my personal siddur. I mean, I'm not religious, nor was I, but I mean, you know, as growing up in Côte St. Luc and having a bar mitzvah, you have all these things. And, you know.
Do you still have your tallis that Guy Lafleur wore?
It's probably stored somewhere. I don't know where it is at the moment.
How did you come up with this crazy idea?
Well, first of all, you know, without tooting my own horn, I am a very creative person. I have off-the-wall ideas, and I could be precocious. So the combination of those three things, it came up with the idea, and it made me go ahead and pursue it. Because a lot of people, even if they came up with the idea, would say, "There's no way this is gonna fly."
It would never happen today. It would never happen today.
You know, and
I mean, it does for like Amari Stoudemire and people who, you know, become Jewish and they wear Kabbalah thing. That's different, right?
Exactly. And we're living in different times now. You know, athletes.
Oh, you're getting access to a star like that they're walking out of their practice? Never happened.
Exactly. And I don't think anyone today would do something like that. You know, back then it was different. There was no social media. The players, their contact with the fans was there, you know? So, I mean, that's my only brush with Guy Lafleur. I watched many hockey games live and over TV of him playing, but I mean, that was the first time I met him in person and spoke with him and spent time with him. I mean, the whole thing happened. Did
he say thank you? Did he want to keep the torrent, the tefillin and the
No, he didn't want to keep anything. He said thank you. I thanked him profusely. And I think that they were in a rush and I didn't want to keep them any longer. I didn't want to ask him, can I have what was I going to say? Your home number or I couldn't say, can I have your email or your text number, you know?
And you never sent him a copy?
I never sent him a copy. And
why?
I don't know. I don't know. I just thought that he would maybe not recollect the whole thing and wonder, when did I do this? But you know what? It's one of those things in life you say, I should have done, you know?
Did you play hockey or your family?
I played a lot of street hockey and I played organized hockey up until the age of 12.
Mm-hmm. And what number did you have? Did you have number 10?
No, I didn't have number 10.
He wasn't your favorite player then, or he was?
You know, he was my favorite Canadiens player and, you know, but I wasn't like a fan that was buying jerseys and whatever and wearing numbers. And, you know, back then it was less, the fans reacted differently. Now they're purchasing the memorabilia, this and that. They got jerseys. It's all the marketing chain of professional sports is completely different.
Did you do this with any other celebrity in other lives or other sports? I mean,
no, never done anything like this before. Although I've met many celebrities. I met Mick Jagger at the 76 Olympics and went up and spoke with him.
You didn't give him a tallis and say, dress up like a Jew?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
How do you think Guy Lafleur's family is going to feel when they see this? What do you hope if they do see it?
I hope they'll realize, because I definitely wanted to emphasize in the podcast, I'll emphasize it, or in the article, what a mensch he was. He's known as a mensch on and off the ice. I've heard, the last couple of days, I've heard all kinds of stories. I've heard stories from people I know who know him through other things. And he's very well respected and has a reputation of being a mensch.
Did he give you an autograph at least?
No, I wasn't even interested in autograph. You know, I'm not a big autograph seeker. I was more interested. I wasn't going to say, okay, you got the photo, now give me an auto. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to push things because I was already pushing things big time, you know? I mean, you want to call, this is capital C chutzpah, but you know, sometimes you got to do these things in order to make these things happen, you know? As uncomfortable and as difficult as it is, somehow it all worked out very smoothly. And from the moment I met him, maybe 10 minutes passed till I said goodbye. It was a very quick thing. We walked into Alexis Neon. I think we went down a flight of, or an escalator even, and bang, let's take the photo. There's the Bali
You
Hut.
know, there is something very gematria about CH is the first two letters of the word chutzpah, but it also is something important for the Canadians, is it not?
Yes, that's a good point. Didn't even think of that.
Listen, it's been great to speak to you, Robert, and really thank you so much for being on the CJN Daily. It's been really fun.
Bye-bye.